Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Mariner of Spirit under the Supernatural Link Network. And I am Greg, and I am your host tonight. And we have a great guest tonight, someone that I've known for quite some time, a wonderful person, and I can't wait to get to bring her on. But before we do that, I have a couple things that I usually do to start the show. And the number one is I go ahead and I mention the people I support. And Autographs with Tim Miley and his wife Lauren. And now I'm understanding they're even starting to change their name, but they still have the same logo. So I'm going to assume it's still Autographs until I hear differently. And they do an amazing job in the paranormal field as far as their investigations. And what they do on their Autographs is they go ahead and set up events, and they have numerous speakers that come in and go ahead and talk on a specific topic, and they'll be at a haunted location, and they will do an amazing job. And you'll be able to every year, I think Tim and Lauren come up with some of the best guests around as far as going ahead and having a great Paracon. And if you get the opportunity to go ahead and see one of their events and go to it, it's well worth it. And they are great people. So all their money goes back to sheltered animals, animal helps, things like that, the hospitals and etc. So, and the other one is PKC, Paranormal Kicks Cancer, and that's with Chris Gaskowski and Alice Wilkerson, and they're from down in Florida. I met them quite a few years ago at Old South Pittsburgh Hospital. Not in person. I was on my show interviewing a friend of mine who happened to he's the one that owned the location, and I think he was in his second year of owning it at that time, and that is Ronnie D. And he says, hey, how about if I bring some people in for you? You can go ahead and talk to them. And I said, sure. He says, we got a couple great crews in here from out of state. He says, I've got one crew here from Florida, and there's two people, and they're just chomping at the bit to talk to you. So I said, okay. And he brings them in, and we started talking, and we got done. And I said, wow, I said, this is really something. You guys do this pretty much all year long. And what they do is it's two people, and they go ahead and they'll do everything just like what I had mentioned before about, Tim and Tim Miley, and they do not only haunted houses, but they do haunted locations, and they do benefits and things like that. And all the money they raise goes to cancer research. So that helps out considerably as far as I'm concerned with what they do, because they're doing an amazing job too. The third one, he'll be coming back next month, and at that particular time, well, once this happens, it's going to be really, really great. And I don't know, Katie's on here.
Yo, what's up, Greg?
You just kicked my guest out.
No, she wasn't in. Now she is.
I'm here.
She wasn't in. She was down here with me.
Do you know Sandy? You know Sandy Frankowski?
I do
Do you
not.
know? Do you know
Hello,
Sandy?
Sandy. I I don't.
Okay, this is Sandy Frankowski, Cornwall, and that is Katie Stafford.
Hi, Katie.
And
Nice to meet you.
KD is the
Hello, Sandy.
gentleman
Nice to
that
meet you.
right. He's the one that runs Supernatural Inc. and
I
all the
like
great
it.
people and programs that he has on the network. So
We're
I
working
like
on.
the
it's
ink
great.
part in there too.
Yeah, it was
It's
gonna be a
it's
tattoo
it's
shop
it's great.
originally.
Oh, just a little bit.
Yeah, yeah,
Just
yeah,
a little.
yeah. I like tattoos too. I have quite a few as well. I have my arms done.
I'm working on my sleeves. I'm getting there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I just
I
got the
may
one.
have I'm
I just popped in to say hello. I'm sorry.
so are you
Sorry.
guys going to come on next week on Wednesday?
Uh,
Oh,
sure.
okay. That's okay.
Well,
Hey,
I have
you
to.
know,
I
whatever
work.
happens,
I
happens.
work. I work.
You talk to
What
Katie.
time? I can come on probably at 9:30. What time is it over at? It's you don't. You go till 11, don't you?
Well, we're going to be doing sessions. We'll be doing
Yeah,
something like that, but
yeah.
we'll do the sessions.
I'll
So I
pop
mean,
in.
you can pop in with Katie and do a session.
I will. I'll just pop in whenever I want, just like I
Okay,
did. I'm
I'll count
sorry.
on it.
Well, y'all have a good night.
You, I'll I'll send you the note tomorrow, and you just sign it in blood. Okay,
Will
and
do.
just leave it on the side, and I'll pick it up later
I
on.
got my blood right over here. I'm ready to go.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks for stopping, Katie. It's great to see you.
Yeah. Bye, Greg. Bye,
Okay.
Sandy. Nice to meet you.
Bye, Katie.
Adios. So it's that's the kind of thing that really makes it. You know, he's a great guy. He's an army guy, and he runs a great ship, and his wife does an awesome job. And they've been building boxes from way. You remember when we were all in Chicago, they were there too, way
Oh, I
back.
probably met him
Maybe
then.
no, it's before even before. Yeah, uh, I can't remember what year it was, the 15, 14, something like that, Chicago.
The first
And
year
then
I
there
met
were a
you.
bunch of them in a row. What year was that?
Oh,
I
uh,
don't even, I don't,
was that pre-COVID? 19, I think.
oh,
It's
that
got
was
to have
later
been
on.
7, 8 years ago.
You think so? I thought it was more like 9 or 10.
It could be.
My
It's
time
been a
goes slower
while.
than your time does. I, it's been a while.
Gre-
So it's
Greg, I'm
wonderful having you
gray.
here.
I'm gray. Time's going fast. It is. Thank you for having
It's
me.
wonderful. It's awesome that you're here. And, I always want to go ahead and make sure that I get on and see your show and see what you have available. Why don't we go ahead and bring that to the forefront right in the very beginning? And why don't you go ahead and tell the people that are around exactly, because it looks like there's not too many people on Facebook. They seem to be all on YouTube right now.
Yeah, I sent the link
So
through
I
everybody
don't
for
know what that
mine
is.
for the YouTube.
Okay, that's cool. That's the way it'll be. Then I'll have to pop in and out and check and see what if there's anything that has to be answered. But anyway, before that's unimportant compared to getting you to start to let everybody know about the business, about you, about the things that you do as a as a medium and that, and take it from there. Okay.
Sure, sure. So like you said, my name is Sandy Cornwell. I go by Sacred Sandy. My business is Sacred Sandy's Crystals and More. I'm a psychic medium. I prefer talking to your loved ones that have passed on. Um, I also buy and sell crystals. I wholesale for people who own businesses. So I enjoy, lifting other people up and helping other people. I do Reiki. I help people, with the Reiki. I clear the chakras and help them get rid of old trauma and rebalance themselves, put themselves, realign their chakras. Um, I do work on clearing houses. I'm actually an ordained minister, so I do weddings and funerals and all that stuff that's needed. I'm kind of one of those jack of all trades. But my crystals take a lot of my time, and my readings do too. Readings, I believe what I do for that is, it's a lot of the helping the soul heal. I get those really hard ones. Sometimes they're suicides and the family need to know why. Just missing those loved ones. I think I read for you. I pulled your dad through. Um, just different things like that. So I'm just fortunate. It's a gift, and I'm glad I can help people with it.
You do an amazing job, and I know there's a lot of people that speak very highly of you, and that's important in the community. And there is a lot of people need to be helped, and it's great to have someone like you available to go ahead and help these people out. I know everything that I do, mostly I do here, and then I do ITC now. So that's the big thing, is my communication to spirit via the spirit boxes and channeling and things of that nature. Uh, it's gone far and anywhere. It's so far advanced from where I thought it would be. It's amazing, and I know there's a lot of people across the country, and that aren't aren't into it, or they don't understand what we do on our end of the business. And it's not really a business, it's a style almost, where
Yes.
you're actually going ahead and you're taking all your time and you're sacrificing it for the betterment of what you're trying to believe in. And I know that we have a lot of stories, and and I'm talking and it's wrong, so you just go ahead and
You're
keep
okay.
on going. And if I interrupt you again, throw a rock at me. Throw a big piece of
Tourmaline.
one of your crystals right through the screen. Yes, something really nice.
No, I think a lot of people like there's a lot of people who don't believe in some of what we do or even like what you do, with the spirit box. I think it's really cool when you get a medium next to you and you have spirit box there and the medium pulls the name and the next thing you know the spirit box says it. It's validation. Um they didn't have spirit boxes, years ago. They just had people like myself, or people who did seances and stuff. And it's hard because some people are scared of what we do, even what you do. It's the unknown. It's not tangible. It's not touchable. They can't hear it. So is it real? Or, how is it powered by? And I know I just keep myself I just keep my karma clear. I have to keep myself very straight and narrow so that because I never want anybody to think I do anything wrong. I'm always that good person and trying to put good out. And even with the rocks, like people look at that and they're like, oh, it's just a rock, but they don't realize that, yeah, it's a rock, but that rock is actually a mineral that helps our world go around. Like like hematite. Hematite's magnetic. Why is it magnetic? Why we have like moldavite. Moldavite is formed from a meteorite. That all has energy. It all holds energy, and people don't realize that. Like some people, it's just a rock. I'm sitting here playing with a tiger's eye because it's here. It's something, I'm sitting here with you, keeping myself calm. I'm excited to be on your show, so I'm trying to keep myself like wrangled in. But they don't realize it. They don't understand it. Spirit boxes help what I, as a medium, do. It gives proof, it shows validation. How do you feel about that?
when I first got into it, it was going on, and I was trying to come with sort of a reasoning behind it of why I was doing it. And I had been doing quite a few sessions, and we were on, investigations around, the last time we had something happen was out for our school, I think, in Iowa. And we had gone through a period of about 4 months where we were picking up ticking above the white noise. And it was like getting crazy, because I was looking at it thinking right away Morse code, but it wasn't Morse code. So we kept on going in it and into it, and we were out there and we were doing an investigation. We were filming it, and there we were doing a double Estes, and it was me and Mike Wright. Mike Wright was one of the guys that was from our first group down there on the south side with Dale Kazmarek, Ghost Research. And so about 2/3 of the way through, Mike bailed. He got out because he said, something's not right. So we went ahead and we took it for what it was worth and went on and continued to do what we were doing. But there was a round table discussion on Facebook that had a lot of the guys that were in ITC, at the particular time. It was like Tony Rathman, it was KD, it was Austin Maynard. I can't think of the other two. Anyway, they were talking, and I thought maybe I should ask them. And what I was thinking was that maybe that was the same thing that Frank Sumption had experienced when he's making that first spirit box, ghost box. And Frank Sumption is the original maker. He made the first spirit box. Mm-hmm. And they were to speak to aliens. Mm-hmm. And it had nothing to do with the paranormal. It was strictly aliens, and was in the Popular Mechanics magazine. And I remember seeing the page when I was a kid, and I thought, wow, this is wild. So I went ahead and put a little blurb in while they were doing the round table, and I said to him, I'm just looking for an answer to this. Do you guys think that this is what Frank was all about? Frank Sumption was all about. And there were two of them, and they both started looking at it, and they started smiling a real lot. And they says, that's a real good way to look at it. And I thought for a second, and I thought, I was at that period with my mediumship and working with Scotty, and boy, how good would this be if I could go ahead and use my spirit box and talk to my guides? How good, and have them respond back to me through a spirit box. Mm-hmm. And I was like, right away, I went right off that path, and I went right that way, and I never looked back, because it really, I had goosebumps, and I was inspired, and I felt like for once that I was onto something that meant something to me in my own heart. And as far as psychic mediumship is concerned, it wasn't really all there. You know what I mean? This was so much more important, because I actually had a way, I thought, of going ahead and communicating with my spirit guides. And
everybody
the
reads
angels and everything else.
Yep. And the thing is, everybody reads differently. So there isn't a right or a wrong, and I get that question all the time. Well, this person said this and they were wrong, but I don't know how they read that. And so I just always tell people, I'm like, everybody reads differently. Um, and not only that, they don't understand free will. We'll get into free will, but um the whole thing with like how people read, everybody hears differently. Scotty hears his guides, you hear the way you do. Mine is a deep man's voice that I've heard since I was 3. It's the same voice and I'm 53. It hasn't changed in all those years. Everybody does it different. I think it's cool that you found a way to do it. I think it's cool because someone else can hear it. It's not like I hear it, but nobody else hears it. The way you do it, somebody could hear your response.
Well, a lot of times, they'll say, well, it's the questions you ask, or it's the way, it's what you hear. And in essence, a lot of times it happens to be something that, when you're in for so many minutes, you don't remember any of it anyway. You know what I mean? You're talking but you have no idea anymore, because whatever it is that's with you is now taken over,
Hmm.
if I can use it that way. And it's
Yes.
it's like it happened in bar. We were in a bar one time and we were doing a big thing, an event, and I don't know what the hell we were doing in a bar, because I didn't like the idea anyway. But it was like, you say things and you hear and words come out and you have no idea you have no recollection of that word being said. And then, people come up and you say, you know what you said? And I said, no. And this lady says, and she worked there, she says, one of the ladies that works with me and her girlfriend were sitting at the other side of the bar, and all of a sudden, you said, not only you said the safe word, and the safe word for them was, okay, they're not going to have another drink. They're going to book before people start buying them drinks, right? So I said the safe word, and then I said the nickname of the lady that was a friend of one of theirs that had just died like 2 months ago before this happened. And I'm going, that's, and I don't know, I believe that there's a reason why we do what we do. I have all I could do is at night is go ahead and say I'm thankful for giving me the opportunity to be a help,
Correct.
and just leave it at that.
Yeah,
And I'm sure you probably feel the same way about it.
I do,
You
Greg.
you have always been sort of
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
go ahead.
I was going to
No,
agree with you. I was going to agree with you because, people will come up to me and they'll be like, I read with you and I met you and I was so excited and you were so dead on. And do you remember what you told me? And those aren't my thoughts. So I can have a conversation with you and I'm going to remember that conversation. But when I'm reading for you, those aren't my thoughts. That's not my conversation. I'm just the vessel giving you the reading that you need from your loved one, from your grandmother, from whoever, from my guides and your guides. So I don't remember because it's not my conversation. Um, and that's how I look at it. It's like I tell them because I'm like, and I feel bad because they're so excited and they're like, you did so good and you helped me heal and you did this. And then I feel like I'm deflating them because I'm like, I don't remember, I'm sorry, but I remember their face, but I don't remember the conversation because it's not from me. Um, and just to give you like a crazy thing here, um, I was doing a reading, I was at a show and I was doing a reading, and the lady wanted to give me a hug, and of course, I'm a hugger. I give you a hug, and I started to go past her, And literally, I hugged her and I went, you smell good. But it wasn't me. That wasn't my voice. And she goes, you just sounded like my husband. And I said, because it was him, because I'm not going to tell you you smell good. Like that was not me. And I was like, I went, and I don't allow that. So that doesn't happen. I don't allow them to do that. But it happened because she needed that. She goes, you have no idea. I wore specific perfume that is his favorite perfume. And I said, well, let me tell you, he smelled it. He knows. But and it's cool, and I'm so thankful that I can do that because she went home knowing that he was there. So I get it.
That's great.
I agree with you. I mean,
That's that's the
even
kind of thing that makes people come back.
yes. And that's the things that I wish when the people are nervous or things like that, that they could see what happens at a gallery or what happens, in a reading, that it's not me. I don't look you up on Facebook. I'm not looking, I don't want you to tell me everything. I want you to ask your question and I want to go from there because I'm not fake. You know what I mean? I'm not looking, I'm not fishing. I mean, even when I first met you, I didn't even meet you. I was at the hotel. My husband and I were sleeping. Spirit woke me up and I had this whole list, this whole letter that I had to write down. I didn't know who that was for. And then I met you and I was talking to you and it was a message for you. And that's how we met.
And it was from about my father.
Hmm.
As a matter of fact, it's in here somewhere. I just saw it like a couple weeks ago. I
Hmm.
found it again. It's just sort of makes you feel good that you know that you have friends like you that can help people. Because there's not a lot of people that go out of their way to help people. And you and I
No.
didn't really know each other at that point. I was by myself. You and your husband had this unbelievable half an aisle filled with rocks.
Yeah.
That was, and I don't even like to say that, but I thought I'd throw that out there and just get a laugh. Crystals are amazing, amazing tools. And I've got this whole entire thing down here. Every time I go ahead and like my daughter comes in at Christmas, and my kids are all over here. My little granddaughter comes downstairs, and she always leaves. I always have some stuff that I give her. I say, "Hey, what do you like here?" And just remember that this is something that you don't take in the backyard and play with. This is for you, and this is
Hmm.
for you to hold and talk to if you want, and learn from it, and it will teach you.
Hmm.
And that's the way people should be about it. So, speaking of rocks,
Hmm.
you have quite the studio behind you, and I
I
know
do.
we're not going to go ahead and get into that. How are you going to continue? You're going to continue to keep on going, correct?
Yes. Yes, I am. Um, I have
Okay.
two friends. I have actually three friends who have consigned their store. They shut their stores down. And again, because I want to help, they've consigned their stores with me. So I have a lot of crystals that are theirs that I sell and pay them and give them their money. um Again, just lifting up and helping. And then I keep buying. But I don't plan on going anywhere. My store is an online store. I sell live on Facebook here. um and I ship from here. I try to keep my prices down. I do good deals so that, because to me this isn't just to make money, it's to teach kids, it's to help people, whatever they need. But yeah, I'll probably be the 90-year-old lady still selling rocks, and it's okay because I love what I do. I'm very thankful that I can do what I love.
You do an amazing job, and I can't, there's some nights that it was like, I got to do this. No, but I got to stop in. I got to say hi. I just have to, you know what I mean? And it's just something that happens. And I really appreciate the fact that you take the time to acknowledge not only myself, but the other people that are in the room that you've become friends with, and say hi to them when they come in, because there's a big group of people, that you have that are basically very good customers. I wish
Yes.
I had more money. I would be right in there with the real crazy stuff. I got crazy a few times this last year, but
Hmm.
I didn't get
But
crazy as much as I thought I would. But
and my thing is, Greg, I don't, nobody has to come in to buy. I mean, if they just want to stop in and say hi, or they just want to see what I have, they're more than welcome to come in. I invite them, come in, ask me questions, talk to me. Ask me what's crystal's going to help for anxiety. Ask what crystal or why a worry stone helps or what you use it for. Um, I'm a wealth of knowledge, and sometimes I don't remember what every crystal does, but yeah, I'm a wealth of knowledge. So I don't care who comes in,
thank God
even if
you're.
you're having a bad day, come in.
It's good that you're a young chick still, okay? Because being a young lady makes the difference between if you went ahead and asked me questions like that. I'd only have half the answers at the most. But that's
Did you see the
because
gray?
of what's been going on with it. Yeah, well, look at mine. I'm all white. I think that was from getting shot at, though,
Well, I
probably.
grew
But
up in Chicago,
but anyway,
so there's probably some from that too.
so we has said this before. Where exactly did you grow up? Was it Logan Park?
No, no, I went around Logan Square. No, I grew up at Fullerton and Cicero, not Cicero, Illinois, but literally
Okay,
Fullerton and Cicero, Northwest side.
Cicero. Yeah,
Nope,
well,
not
I
Cicero.
was from Lee. No, I was from Lee Claire and Augusta
Okay,
Boulevard, and Lee Claire, and Lee Claire was between Cicero and Laramie.
yes, yes. But you have to come all the
So
way
that's
to
where
Fullerton, so it's like I'm the northwest side, but close to that south side line, but still northwest.
you know,
Yeah. Is
yeah,
I
but we wouldn't go back there now. I don't think.
I still have friends that live there. You can still go there. There's some of the still same places, but things have changed. They really have. And now I'm in the woods. I'm in a little town in the woods, and it's a good thing. It's beautiful up here.
It's a good time. It's a good place. So you're still in town there?
Nope, I'm out of town. I'm actually living out of town,
You're still there.
but but
You
I'm still in the same
is
town. Yeah.
oh okay.
I'm not
That's
in town
every
in
time
town.
we stop there, it's like you were like a half a block away from me every time we would stop there to get gas or something on the
Yeah,
way
I
up
used to be. Yep, I
on the
used to
trip.
be. Yeah. And if you ever come up, I'll meet you and bring you
Uh,
out, bring you to the shop. Then you got to go to the Beaver and have a
that
burger.
would be great. Go to Beaver and have a burger.
Yep. And here comes trouble. Here comes
Uh
my
oh,
trouble. My Maine Coon.
it's all over
Sorry.
now.
Oh, yeah. She was making her appearance.
She had to get on. She had to get on the
She had to say
TV.
hi to Greg. She
Say
had to say
hello
hi to
to
you.
say hi to
Yeah.
Greg.
But
But
I
there's a
mean
lot
it's
of. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I Wisconsin is different than Illinois, but Yeah, I don't know. I love it up here. It's beautiful.
After I saw you that last time was when I really did a lot with Dr. Chuck Kennedy,
Hmm.
and he was right across the aisle from us, if you remember,
I do.
when that year, and uh, I can't remember her name now, but she was one of his people that worked with him, and her husband died shortly after the show.
Oh, I didn't know
Remember,
that. Okay.
he had his stomach operation. Uh, he had long hair. I'm trying to remember her name. I haven't talked to her at all, but she was one of Dr. Chuck's people that worked with his group, and he had a lot of them. Sherilyn Carter, CL.
Hmm.
She was with him too. A lot of people. They did a lot of remote viewing. They did a lot of uh, psychic work, like CIA stuff,
Yeah, I was talking to him
to
about
find people.
remote. Yeah, I was talking to him about doing remote viewing and stuff because I do that. Like I yeah, it's really neat to do it. I don't know. It's definitely different. My kids always call me and they're like, "Ma, where's my keys? Where's my this? Where's my that?" So I actually like remote view. I like tap in like I'm that whatever the object is that I'm looking for, and I'd like try and get the area around where I'm at so they can get a general reading to where I can get a general reading to where the object is. It's crazy, but it's cool.
So, what are your plans for this year,
So
product
this
wise?
year, product wise, I wanted to go to Tucson this year. It didn't happen this year. Hopefully it happens next year. Um, I'm actually debating on building a new office. So I'm going to put an addition on the house that I'm living at my ma's now. And I'm going to put an addition on my ma's house. And either I'm going to leave my office where it's at or I'm going to build the addition for my office. I haven't decided. I do need more room. But so that's my big thing. So far I've only got one show planned. April 26th, I am in Nina, Wisconsin at a DoubleTree,
Okay.
um, at the hotel. And then that right now is all I have planned because I don't know when we're gonna have the addition started, but I don't wanna I'm trying to see where everything's falling for dates, but I know I'm gonna be out and
It,
about more in the summer and fall.
is Nina north or south of you?
Actually, Nina is east of me. Nina's on the Green Bay side. I'm on the Wisconsin Dells side.
Okay.
So when
Okay.
you go north, I'm straight up like 51. So that's straight up that'd be the west side, but the far west side is Lacrosse.
Yeah, we had something real crazy happen up there too. I was doing a lot of uh, investigating on my own at the resort we stayed in because we had been there for over 50 years, and it was on Star Lake, and it was Harry Starr was the guy that built the old original resort, and then the people after him had gone ahead and built a restaurant, and then they went ahead and they built all these other cabins, and one of the guys in right in town had gone ahead and sold it to this guy finally after it being for sale for like 5 years, and he he was a preservationist, so he is the one that sold it to him that was responsible for buildings being saved, and they put them up in different locations, and you'd be able to see, how that town existed because it was just a lumber town.
Okay.
And the guy went ahead and came in and he tore everything down, including the old the old the old place. And that's where Harry was. And I used to go and do all my stuff there. And I knew Harry and talked to Harry, and it was pretty horrible when I found out. But I was trying to find out how he died, because Harry died on his wedding day, first thing in the first early before sunrise. He had a mill that he had set up because they were doing all this lumber business, and he went down to the mill, and accident, and he didn't make it. And as it turned out, I did a lot of EVP sessions, and I did a lot of Estes and things like that. And finally, I had one night that I had about 5 or 6 words that came through towards the end of my investigating there. And one of them was hernia. And I still haven't talked to Bill,
So you know
because
what that
it
is,
was
right?
Bill. The guy's name was, huh?
Are
Hernia?
you ready? It's hernia, but yes, there's hernia, and there's also some. So I keep getting a tie in the knot in the stomach. You're correct with the hernia, but at the same time, the knot in the stomach, it's like there's infection in there, and he was pretty sick. I get very sweaty. Um, he would like sepsis, like that's what took him.
Okay.
Did they do an
So
autopsy?
poison.
Yeah.
Well, his head was crushed. He was cutting between the logs. The logs were, coming through on the line, and he went to step, and he tried to pull himself back. And from when I heard hernia, I thought, well, obviously he couldn't get out of the way because of the pain. The pain stopped him for a moment, and he got his head crushed.
Mhm.
So that was some of the parts that. But that whole area up there is very, very interesting, and I know that investigation wise, and the thing that's really stopping me right now is the names of the two people, and the guy that we all had pictures taken with that day, that ended up dying the next week from
Oh,
his surgery, stomach surgery.
I don't
And
remember. I know who you're talking about
I
because they
can,
were
I
right
can,
across from me.
yeah,
I cannot remember their names.
they
I'm
were.
terrible at names.
You're not the Lone Ranger. That's
I'm
that's it's
terrible.
that, that's the way. It's just things that happen. You know, you say, well, I'll get it. Well, if I mess up and there's a kid that hangs around one of my grandkids, and then hey, Joey, his name's not Joey. Hey, I gave it a shot.
You tried. And I wasn't ignoring you. I was reading. When I put my head down, I was reading. I wanted to
No,
see what he had to
no,
say. So just so you know, yes, he had to get something cut. It was finishing up a job before he had to go. And he was rushing, but he also fell to his knees. When I'm looking at him, he falls to his knees because it's like intense pain. And that's what happened. That's why I was listening to what he was telling me. I wanted to give you your answer.
he yeah, he's a jokester. He's still a jokester when the restaurant was still up, and he used to play with the girls in the kitchen.
I
And
got one
this
for
is
you. Go ahead.
legit.
Yes.
And he had one girl. She was brand new. She had pigtails, and they would bring these women in, these young girls in from overseas to work summer up there. And all the girls knew Harry would go by, and he would just sort of by their butts go by them and just go, and they say,
Hmm.
Harry, cut it out, and okay, we're not funning with you today, Harry, so just cut it out. And then the one that was brand new is going, what is going on? Well, don't worry about it. We'll explain it to you later on. And they were all on this big giant butcher block table and they're making salads. And all of a sudden, she's making the salad, and then the girl's pigtails go up like this and
Hmm.
go over the top of her head and just hung there. And that was it. She was
Yeah.
gone.
I,
But
I work at a bar. I help out at a bar. I don't work there as much as I used to, but I do still help out. And when I first started there is a gentleman that is there. He died there. And I'd pour him a shot just so he would leave me alone so I could close the bar because he walk in the kitchen, I'd see him walk past. I'm like, "Come on, I got to get stuff done." And I'd be in the cooler trying to stock the cooler and I hear somebody talking. I have the TV off, the radio off. I'm like, "Come on, I have to get my work done." So I'd pour a shot at the end of the bar and I'd leave it there. And I'd finish my work. And the end of the night, I'd take the shot, wash my shot glass, and say, "Okay, I'm going home." But I've seen him, I don't know how many times. He walks around at the end, right into our kitchen. And sometimes you're standing there and you're washing the dishes and he's standing there watching you because you can feel it. But yeah, they're there. They stay sometimes and sometimes they go. But he doesn't want to. He watches the girls. He watches us.
he's always, is he a trickster too or not?
No,
Would
he's
you
just
call him a
more of
trickster?
that. No, he's more of that, just I'm making sure everybody's okay. Yeah, he's there just protection, making sure. But if you're
Have you
not
been the
paying
old
attention, all of a
bearable?
sudden out of the blue, you see him, you kind of jump.
Yeah, yeah. Have you been the old bearable where
I
Scotty
haven't
would do
done
all those?
I haven't done Old Bear
Oh,
Buin.
you
I've
got to
thought
go.
about it. But I haven't done Old Bear Buin. No.
Because it's not that far for you if you really
No, it's
think
not.
about it.
Mm-mm. It's not. Probably 45 minutes. I just
Well,
haven't done
that's
it.
great. I can't believe the calmness you gave me tonight because I'm like in my big chair and I'm leaning back and I'm watching TV. You got me so relaxed.
I'm glad.
It's been a
That's what it should
while.
be. It has. It has. I haven't been out like really doing interviews or podcasts or anything for a while because it's just been kind of crazy getting things done, moving. I mean, I moved this office and I couldn't tell you how many tons of stones I have. It took us a month to move everything, but everything was moved by hand. And now I'm doing inventory. So I just getting things
Oh
going.
boy.
Yeah.
So what are your plans for doing your show on Facebook? Are you going to are you going to have a schedule set, or is it going to
So
just be spontaneous?
no, I'm staying with Tuesday nights. I've kind of went to 6 o'clock on Tuesday nights because this way, if people don't want to stay up late, I'm kind of off by 9. Give them a little bit of time. Um, I'll always do Tuesdays. People know, like if they want to go on or they need some Sandy time, Tuesdays I'm there. Sometimes I go on the weekends, but I've kind of made it one night a week. This way everybody knows where I'm at. I'd like to go more. I started on TikTok and it felt weird. It wasn't like Facebook. So I don't know what I'm going to do with TikTok. Um and I tried the what is
Uh,
it, the Whatnot app, and I didn't like it. I just giggled. Me and my mom laughed and laughed and laughed because I just kept going, that's not it. That's not it. Being silly. It just wasn't working. So I'm like, I'm just going to stay with Facebook. And Facebook's been, I mean, I know Facebook people give it a lot of hard time, but Facebook's been good to me, and my people know where I'm at. They know where to find me. So I think I'm just gonna stay there. I don't even have a website. And the reason I don't have a website is because, I show every rock so that you guys can buy to energy, because I buy to energy. And I don't want to put it on if I put it on a website,
right,
I'd have to take a picture of every one because that's how I feel it should be bought. And I'd love to have a store, but that's not in the works right now. Like an actual like storefront. Eventually maybe, but right now the economy's a little iffy still, so uh, I just stay where I'm at. Plus, I can keep my
what,
my prices down being in in home.
you know, you don't have to worry about the other part.
Correct. And I
Then
and
you
I
have to
like
pay the
being
heating
able,
bill, everything.
right. And I like being able to offer this. I like to be able to offer the better prices because, face it, you can't eat a rock. But I want people to be able to, if they want it, I want to make it affordable and attainable for them.
Well, that's the same word my wife uses a lot when she comes down here. You and your rocks.
Yeah. Yeah. My husband too.
There's no method to the madness. You know, I don't
No.
care. But that one piece of was it that ISIS that I got
Yes.
that I bought from you? That is
Mm-hmm.
really beautiful.
Yeah, she's pretty. Yep. I have
The next
angels
time
and stuff
anything
too.
goes on, I'm into them more than I am into angels for some reason. I don't know why, but I've been drawn to them since I've been a little kid. All
The
that Egypt,
Egyptians.
and
Hmm.
my brother-in-law and sister-in-law just took a trip there,
Oh,
and they
cool.
were the ones that we were with in Key West. So I got a chance to really talk some of the stuff up, and they had 19 million pictures, and they were in all the big pyramids, and they were unfamiliar with this thing about these posts that are supposedly under the Great Pyramid, and
Hmm.
that's have you seen that stuff? That's It's been on Facebook,
Yeah, I've been looking up a few things.
and
There's a lot of things that people aren't realizing that's under the ground. Yeah.
they say at the bottom of where all those posts are is where some dude's spaceship is parked, because they actually built it from there up. I don't know if that's true or not, but we got a bunch of Kim Baranski's here, and Irene Takamana. It's Mana, Mama. Irene is from Japan. And I just thought I'd say hi because I know how hard it is for her to call
Hi,
or to get on here and come all the way over. But she's a fantastic lady. A lot of the other ladies are all the ones that work with us on Monday nights on Psychics Unite.
I miss you guys on
If you
Psychics
ever get
Unite.
a desire, if you ever get a desire to come back on some night, it's on Monday nights.
I
Meeting starts at 6:30.
I have to move my schedule around. I also do something else there too. So, but if I can move my schedule around, I've thought about it just to pop in and say hello and check on you guys.
Yeah, that would be
Make a
awesome
rock star
if you do
appearance.
that.
I should. I need to just say hello to everybody.
It's always well worth seeing you. And the meetings are a little different,
Okay.
because Scotty does Madison, and this one I run this one now, so it's a little different. Uh,
Okay.
I've been picking his father up right before Christmas, and then like when I came back from the Keys, he was here too because he smokes cigarettes. And I'll go ahead and I'll call Scotty up and I'll go, Scotty, I said, you sent your dad over here? And he laughs. He says he knows he's got his milk run.
Well,
He checks on people.
that's another gift, that, and that's a gift even from them, and they give to even non-psychic, non-mediumship people, because when you think you smell their perfume, or you smell the cigarette around you and nobody's smoking, that's their sign to tell you I'm there. So that's cool.
That's really, really neat.
Yeah,
I'm just
and I
looking
get
at
that
this.
even in readings, even in readings, I'll get like how, like whatever their favorite food is, and because I'll get the taste of it, or I'll see what their ring looked like, or what their jewelry looked like. So those are all like gifts that we're given so that our sitters know that we have their person.
That's awesome. Do you want to stay for a few extra minutes or do you have to get off by 10
I
o'clock?
I can stay if you need me, if you still want. I
Oh,
don't
you got to
mean need
pull.
me, but if I'm not turning into a pumpkin yet.
No, I'm just, okay.
I'm
Okay.
teasing you. I'm
That's,
teasing you.
if anybody has any questions for Sandy, please, you can post them in the comment section. And I better take a look at
YouTube.
YouTube.
Okay.
Uh,
Just in
maybe
case.
one of the girls can go there and check them out. See if there's any questions over there. I'll try here for a second just to see if this works. Oh,
Okay.
hang tight.
Yep, I'm here.
Yeah, she's okay. Okay, we're there, but where are the comments? Oh, there they are. Look at the delay.
To
We're
me,
like behind.
are you? I'm not getting any delay, but I'm not looking on YouTube. But me and you seem pretty in sync.
No, that's and we're going back and forth with an echo.
Oh, poor YouTube.
We're like there's almost a 2 minute delay.
Wow.
Let's go back. I don't
I
see
told
any
you
questions.
I was
Any
wrangling in my energy. I was wrangling in my energy so I didn't mess up with the Wi-Fi.
Barbara Spear says that her sale is every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Central. She has such beautiful,
Thank you, Barb. I appreciate that.
beautiful items and great prices.
I try. I want to keep them that way, which is why I try and stay home and just do the online thing so that I can, like I said, affordable and attainable. And I work with them too, so that when they get them, they're clear and they're ready. They're not getting anybody's extra energy on them. You guys get them because I have Reiki masters and all kinds of people that, they order because they want to use them right away. And I make sure that I send them on their way clear and ready to work, charged and ready to do what they need them to do. I do hand pick probably 90% of what I have.
We're gonna run back to StreamYard now.
Okay.
There we go. You see, it's come on, stop that. Thank you.
Is it giving us,
Can
is
you
there
hear
any
me now?
questions on? Yep, I could hear you. Any questions on there?
Marty, who's Morty? Morty Tashman. That no, I didn't see any over there.
Okay.
Tashman. I've never seen him before. How you doing,
Oh,
Marty?
welcome in. Hi,
Morty.
Marty. Welcome in.
I think it's Morty.
I'm not seeing comments or anything, so I can't
Sorry if
answer.
I'm butchering your name. I didn't. Oh, so if it. Oh, you're not. You can
Mm-mm.
you can pull them up on your side. No.
I don't think so. Oh boy, did
Green.
I just do something?
I don't.
Chat. There's a chat. I don't see it. I'm not getting any. Not
You're
getting any
fine.
comments.
On the
So.
right hand on the right hand side of your screen.
Mhm.
No. How are the girls that were from the group that used that? Wow, we still have a delay.
So
I should have never done that.
I still see Kat. Kat's doing great. She comes up and visits me. She's doing shows too. Let's see who else. There was Kat, Andy. Scotty's Andy. I always say it's my Andy. I like to tease him. Andy's great. I talk to Andy probably every day. Yeah, but everybody's kind of like, I don't want to say we dispersed, but everybody's life got busy. Like the Wisconsin, like the Westfield chapter just got busy and everybody kind of, or Portage, we kind of it just dispersed. I haven't seen Laura in a while. I know she's doing her own thing, teaching on, I don't know if it's Facebook or Instagram or something. She's teaching. Um, I'm trying to think. I know Becky Joe just got back out on Facebook. I don't know what she's been doing. She wrote a book. And then she was talking about writing another book. I don't know if the second book went out or not. Trying to think who else that was on from there. Yeah, there's just been everybody's kind of went their own way because everybody got busy. Everybody started doing shows and went their own way. Some are teaching Reiki, some are just doing readings and you know keeping the light lit, trying to keep people, in the positive,
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I have ideas. If I can make my office a little bigger, I want to try and do some circles where not just women, men, whoever, just kind of do some, maybe some drumming circles, do a little bit of teaching, maybe work on some Reiki. I have a lot of ideas, but I just have to get my area built so that I have a spot for it. It's like I keep hearing, if you build it, they will come.
How about now?
For comments?
I'm glad if I would have been smarter right off the bat, I would have. I brought that. I hit the StreamYard or the YouTube, and it went up, and that's why we had that echo.
Oh, I didn't
We've
hear an
had
echo.
an echo now since I wanted to check what was going on YouTube and see if there were any questions.
Hmm.
We went ahead and it was consistent. So I apologize to anybody for that. It just happened. I'm not used to that. But it's great having you, and I know that it is getting a little late, and you're going to be on this coming Tuesday
Yep. This coming
at
Tuesday at
6 again.
at 6 p.m. at 2 p.m. At 6 p.m. I sure will be Central Time. I always say Central Time because
Okay.
I do have people
So
from
anybody that
all
wants to,
different.
yeah,
Maybe I
they
have
seem to
someone
be
who
coming
from
from all over
Canada.
the place, don't
Yeah,
they?
I've even met someone from Canada. I think it's cool. The more the merrier, you know. I
I
enjoy it.
wanted to
I love my
mention that to
people.
that. I don't know if you know who, there's a bunch of really great people on your show.
There
I
is.
enjoy it. I
I'm
wish I could be
thankful.
there more often. I
I
get,
like
I
that.
get,
I like that even though we're on and even though I'm selling, we like joke with each other and it's like a family and that's what I want it to be. I want everybody to feel welcomed.
it makes a big difference. And I mean, everybody's all calm, and the only time it gets crazy is when you try to hit a number.
Yes. Or I get dyslexic and I grab the wrong number. It happens.
It happens.
It does.
So
It
it's been
does, Greg.
really great. You want to hang around for a few minutes after I shut her down?
Yeah, sure.
Is
I'll
that
stay
okay,
around.
or do you
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
just?
Of
Okay.
course. Thank you
Thank
for
you,
having me,
everybody,
Greg.
for being here tonight. Oh, thank you for being here, Sandy. It's always a
Anytime, Greg.
pleasure to have you on, and we're going to have to go ahead and somehow set up a calendar so that we do it more often.
Sounds good. And
That
then
would
if
be
we
the
have
best
more,
way
I
to
can,
handle that.
yeah, if we have more time, and if we know or we set it up, we schedule it, we can put it out that I'm on, have a few more viewers.
Good.
All right,
So try to figure that part out.
for sure.
Now that you're going in and out,
Uh-oh.
you were just in and out. So I'll say goodnight to everybody, and we'll end this and get off here before somebody tries to hijack the whole computer.
Bye,
Okay.
guys. Thank you.
Love
Thank you for
you.
having me, Greg.
Thank you
Love
very
you.
much for being here.
You're welcome.
Love you. We'll see you guys. Good night.
Night.